Pterodactyl here, and before you eat dinner, you gotta have an appetizer. And today's appetizer is gonna be on this here Generac IQ 3500 generator, which I just got done replacing the engine on it. And the reason I had to replace the engine is because they don't make any internal engine parts to repair it. So you have to replace the whole engine. And we're gonna go over why we had to replace the whole engine. So let me tell you the story on this here generator, because I'm not a Generac dealer. So the customer, a construction company, took the generator to the local Generac dealer. And you know what he told them? I ain't got a Generac tech here anymore, so I can't fix it, so you're just gonna have to take it somewhere else. So he called me up and asked me if I'd take a look at it. So I did. It threw a connecting rod. It threw the rod. And the reason it threw the rod, we wanted to find out why. And you know what it boiled down to? Lack of maintenance. You got to maintain your equipment, otherwise this will happen. So I wanted to see if I could get a connecting rod for it and possibly a crankshaft, but they don't sell any internal engine parts. So I had to call a Generac dealer, and they said they make a complete engine replacement for it, $622. So I called the customer and he said, yeah, do it, fix it. Yeah, I gotta have it. All right. So this generator's got 1,017 hours on it. And obviously they did no maintenance to it at all. So, popped off the air cleaner, which the little tab broke, and they never replaced the air filter on it. And this air filter, I'm squeezing it, I can feel it, it's full of sand. And look, it's full of sand in here. This is all sand. And when I took the generator apart to put the new engine in, it was all full of sand. Because it's a construction company, they're using it, you know, that's what they do. And the oil was filthy. It had plenty of oil in it, because if it didn't, it's got a low oil shutdown and would have shut the unit down. But this is an inverter type generator. So in case you've never seen one of these apart, this is what it looks like. Here's the flywheel. Here's the ignition coil. Here's a little nub here that runs by the coil to make it spark. This has got the generator. Can you see in there, Mr. Cameraman? There's the big generator part inside there under the flywheel, which generates the power that goes to the inverter. So we're going to save this engine because it still has a lot of good parts on it. Starter's good. The big generator part under there is good. The coil. But I just thought I would show you, grass rats, why it's important to maintain your equipment. So I already had this off. Here's the cam. I took the cam out. It's got a compression release on the cam. A pretty good heavy duty compression release. See, it's blocked off the crankshaft. You know, we're not pulling any power off the other side of the crankshaft. It's got a ball bearing in it. There's your low oil shutdown switch. And there's the carnage. And it's got a spark arrestor on it. Where's that spark arrestor at? Oh, right here on the muffin. This is the old muffin. Came with a new muffin. And the spark arrestor was starting to get plugged up. because here's the new one. What'd I do with the new one? I already lost it. Here it is. Here's what the new spark arrestor looks like. So from it ingesting all that sand, it wore it out. It wore out the bore and everything. And it started to use oil. And it started to carbon up. So then it started to create some back pressure because it started to plug up the spark arrestor. So then it started pushing all that exhaust past the rings and into the oil, which in turn made the oil real dirty and filthy. And when it got real dirty and filthy with all those carbon deposits, you know, because you got a tight tolerance on your crankshaft, all that nasty, dirty oil started to gouge up the rod and the crank journal. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a lot of aluminum transfer on this connecting rod. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a lot of aluminum or aluminium transfer. And then eventually it just seized up, and from, you know, inertia and force, it grabbed the rod and snapped it off. So that's why it's important to maintain your equipment. Change the oil and change the air filter. So I thought I'd just share that with you. A little appetizer before dinner. I'm Pterodactyl. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Taryl Fixes All. Follow me with your junk generators on Facebook and Instagram. Go to our web store. Check out some of the merchandise we got there for sale. Like this beautiful work shirt. Isn't that a nice work shirt? I like this work shirt. And what do I say at the end of every video? There's your appetizer. I say there's your dinner, but this time it's an appetizer. Generac blew up! Lack of maintenance! Woo! Save it for parts now.